diagnosed and you die, you don't have to care.
This is true.
Just terrible. I should have done it a little bit earlier when I saw Caleb going crazy, yakking, and then
I guess this episode started very dark.
it's
I blame Horrendous.
Caleb's too close to the camera.
Whoa. What do you mean dark? What do you mean dark?
A Newslines.
I know it's the whole French philosophy stuff. Somewhere taking nihilism a step further. Existentialism plus nihilism equals a horrendous philosophy.
Watch, I'm gonna do this right over Caleb.
I guess you're the kind of game master that would have done that whole meme thing where it's like, okay, your character is dead, and when the character asks, "Oh, what killed me?" you don't know, you're dead.
I've never done that, and I don't understand why you think that that I subscribe to a dark philosophy.
I don't know.
I tend to view it as a very upbeat one.
Well, it's a realistic one, at least.
No, look. It's really very simple. There are things in this world that you can control and you can impact in ways that make your life better, right? And those things you should try to control and make better and, generally do what you need to do so that your life can be better. And there are a whole lot of things that you can't control. And those are things that, honestly, don't worry about them because you can't control them. All you're going to do is give yourself stress. Death is one of those big ones where, you know what? Once you die, you don't give a shit.
This is very true.
Because you're dead. So don't worry about it. Do what you can to make sure you don't die, but don't stress too much about death.
Yeah, you're just hanging out with Eru and all the hot elves at that point, so you're good.
Well,
did I lose everybody?
No,
Horrendous is a glass half full nihilist.
No, because you see, Eric, men don't go to the same place as elves.
That's not necessarily true.
It is.
I can dream.
Elves are bound to the world. Men go beyond.
I know.
Oh God, how nerdy are we getting already?
I know.
I don't know, but I got complaints that basically saying, "Hey, cheer up, don't worry about it," is dark.
I'm just saying, when I heard Asher was talking about Magic the Gathering cards earlier this week, so I'm sometimes I still get surprised by people's level of nerdiness.
Oh,
please! I didn't
expect
that.
Asher's so nerdy, his sports are sumo.
That's true.
All right, everybody. So we've got with us today Horrendous, Caleb, Don.
It's like Weeb
Sports. McLeod. So we'll have more people coming in and out, I'm sure. So yeah, fantastic. Sort was cooking pork for everybody who wants updated on the food, info for the evening.
I thought we had a rule. If Sort is about to talk about anything food related, he needs pictures. I think we agreed upon this.
No.
Well, I already ate it, so it's pretty hard to get your pictures of it.
Yeah, we don't want the late pictures. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we don't want the post-processing pictures of that. We're good. Thank you. Who burped?
Not me.
It was your cats. Alrighty, folks. So we have another fun and interesting day set up for today.
Another one? What did we have the first
Caleb,
one?
Caleb has clearly been doing a lot of coke this morning. So, he's rubbing his nose. So.
Do you know how annoying it is when you have had builders for weeks and weeks and there's been dust in the entire apartment and it goes in all of your airways?
Get a filter.
How
Get
is
a
there
cat.
dust everywhere if they didn't do anything for weeks?
Well, they did do stuff.
What'd you have done?
They just did it very, very slowly. They did my kitchen. It's actually done. Well, almost done.
I was saying, according to...
So what did you have done?
That did look
did you have drywall replaced?
According to Reaver,
Everything.
not done.
They redid the kitchen.
Like all the drywall?
They pulled out. Well, we don't have drywall. We have fucking reinforced concrete, so no drywall here. But they did all the sanding and painting and new cupboards and all of it. It was That was a pain.
So they don't come in and measure and then go away and build your cupboard, all your things.
I mean, Eric, to give you an idea how competent these people are, they installed an electrical socket right next to a water line. As in, like, directly next to it.
Fine. Don't worry about it. It's just a little
We
short.
call that exciting.
It just keeps you on your toes.
Yeah,
So are we gonna tease Dawn
One
and make her
stop-
fall asleep?
Look,
Or what?
soft. It's
What?
one stop electroplating. Okay.
What are we teasing me about?
We're gonna talk about
Whatever.
numbers, and graphs and MER, right? For
no.
2 hours straight.
No,
God.
no, we aren't.
Fine.
There was,
Okay.
I mean, who put that bullshit stuff in my freaking feed?
Yeah,
Jesus
I don't even understand the MER. Like, I was like, what's the takeaway? What should I be mad about? Because I don't even know at this point
Nothing.
what I should be mad
It's
about.
not that exciting. There's not really
I
anything
see.
important in it.
I see somebody put the user graph in there, and we see a clear downward trend, which just
Did they? I haven't even looked at the MER yet.
well, no, it's not the MER. It's
I just know that a blue loot
offline.
apparently is off the charts,
Yep.
and mineral
I'm
prices are
shocked.
still high.
No,
And did that change?
no, that's just people that can't read the indices.
What's it showing for the Pochven stuff?
Hey,
Pretty
Kayla,
don't
flat,
know.
I'd say. It's not really going crazy. Well, there was the event, but other than that, it looked like Triglavian commodities are fine. They're same as
Yeah, because like apparently there was a problem with the Pochven numbers that they were producing. All of the stuff, basically all of the trig sites everywhere were showing as Pochven, even stuff that wasn't there, like the stuff that was still in regular space.
I must correct myself because I can't actually see the Pochven stuff yet because Larrikin didn't actually put the right graphs and numbers in there. So it's the
So we have no
last one.
idea.
Yeah. So I had the expert on Thursday, and he says everything's there's nothing happening. So
Yeah, if it's the expert, I'm thinking it was no.
Pray tell what expert.
Dawn, who did you have on Thursday?
we had Zenuria on Thursday.
Oh, is Sinuria now an MER expert? That's funny.
No, he's
no,
a
he's an
expert.
expert for shoes.
Oh,
He
and
only has-
Pochven, that's true. Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I got to go buy shoes
So
today.
not.
He has one nice pair of shoes, according to him.
No, the black, the red leather ones are really nice. That we saw
Apparently, that's his only nice pair of shoes, according to him. Because we asked him about it. He's like, I don't know where people got this idea about shoes.
Well, I don't know. Maybe
I don't know,
because
maybe
you obsessively keep talking about shoes.
And obsessing over the shoe textures in the game.
I don't know.
Well, he did bring about CCP's attention to heels versus not heels on female characters. So at least he did something right.
Okay, he brought their attention to it, but what's been done about it?
Oh, they fixed it. You can now actually have flat shoes for female avatars, except it looks really bad because the actual avatar is still in
no, you
heels,
can't.
except they've painted it over like
no, you
cosmetics on
can't,
the pig.
because the model has their feet in
I
the heel
know.
position. It basically all he's succeeded in doing is getting it so that in some shoes you don't actually put your heels down in the shoe.
Details.
Yep.
I mean, didn't they show off how awesome the new character engine is like 10 years ago?
And it was.
Back then it was.
What happened to that?
Technology passed them by because they decided they were going to make their own engine instead of just like using CryEngine or something.
Jack and Hookers?
Wow. The number of memes you could make if Eve was made in CryEngine.
I know, right? Tell me
It
that
would be
perfect
so
for
fucking
walking
appropriate.
I know, right?
Okay. I don't know.
So speaking of royalty, because we just mentioned Sinuria, who is of course the self-appointed king of Poshwin. I don't know how that happened, but he is. What's about the whole thing of Big Bill the Boss being Imperium royalty? When did that happen?
I don't know about
he
royalty,
is.
but he's the boss.
I mean, it's right in his
Boss.
name. I mean, there is a reason he needs a security detail at Vegas.
That's not royalty.
Oh, are you trying to make fun of Rich Richmond for his obsession with us?
I don't know, maybe
having
trying
a security detail.
I think we are pretty successly making fun
You
of
are
him.
being successful. That is correct.
Well, it's just if you want to know the who's who in the Imperium, just ask Rich Richmond or Ashtarothi. It's perfect. They have all the knowledge. Oh, and Villy, of course, because Villy has a perfect spy network.
I don't believe that for
but you can't really ask Billy. You've got to pay Antar Logan $12 billion to ask him.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, I forgot the paywall.
Do you think he's adjusted his prices now that people know what it is, or no competitive?
Well, he needs to follow the inflation, right? Because everything else has gone up in price, so he needs to up that, right? To I don't know, 24 billion. Wouldn't that be appropriate?
See, I don't think our pings are secret enough to warrant paying 12 billion. I think you could get away with 8 and still get plenty access to everything.
I mean, I can offer you a very special deal. Access to one of the most hardest SIGs to get into in Goons.
E.g.?
Right. And all of their pings. No, even harder to get into than EG.
Recon?
You could say it is a top SIG.
Oh, Top Man. Okay.
Top Goon.
No, not Top Man. Top Goon.
Whatever. Tomato potato here.
Top Goon isn't sexist like Top Man is.
I'll give you guys a really special deal. Full access to all of Top Goon's pings for only $2 billion a month.
Is there a sub Goons as well?
Sounds like a pretty good deal.
I know, right?
I don't think there is a sub Goon, but there is a sub forum.
What about a bottom Goon then?
Soft.
That's just I know what you're doing there. Just stop it, Caleb.
Soft, can I ask you just one question that's going to totally ruin your racket?
Okay.
Is anybody else still in Top Goon?
No.
I was going to say, has anybody else been in Top Goon for the last 5 years?
I'm pretty sure I kicked everyone out.
So in that sense, you are the toppest Goon.
Well,
mostest topest.
Are you able to close it out?
What do you mean close it out?
I was just curious.
He's the Goonist with the mostest at
people.
topest.
People can apply to the SIG. I just don't accept them.
I'm applying later
because they're just not top enough.
Yeah.
I think you're taking this. I think you take the term exclusivity a little bit too far.
That's called being lonely.
You would think so, but that's just because you're not exclusive enough.
Tish.
All the craziness, boys and girls. All the craziness. I love it.
I have to wait 5 minutes still, according to these.
To apply to Top Goon?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, since we clearly been talking about EVE Online.
Oh.
Between the MER and Top Goon, I mean,
yeah,
Top Goon doesn't exist in Hello Kitty Island Adventures.
Listen, we haven't really talked about the MER because all we talked about was how
that's fair.
It's just bad, but we haven't talked about the bits that were in it.
Is there anything in it? Like I said, I haven't looked yet.
Well, I mean, since for half of the stuff they actually gave us the wrong numbers from
and the wrong graphs
last month instead of this month. Do we actually have anything to talk about?
Wasn't there some sort of dancing going on Friday night?
Dancing? Was the dancing queen there?
In the 1DQ constellation. I heard that there was some very romantic dancing going on, and in the value of what, 300 billion or something.
There was an exchange of fire, if that's what you're talking about. Your vague euphemisms here.
I'm an expert in vague euphemisms, you know this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that an Asbel got dropped and nothing got hacked.
And that PGL lost an entire Eagle fleet.
Yeah, but so did either Dave or Mike. I can't remember which. I can't
Dave
tell
was in
apart most
Surge
times.
that doesn't know how to stay on grid. There, I said it.
Okay, then it was Mike who lost the Eagle fleet.
Yeah, but
Like I
he was
say, sometimes I
tanking
can't
3
tell them
fleets.
apart.
You know, there's a difference here. PGL was fighting 1 Munin fleet versus Mike, who's trying to fight 3, fleets, a full Harpy fleet, and then I think there were Eagles there and maybe Serbs there. Whatever, yeah, those things, right? So he's tanking 3 fleets to the face, and PGL can barely handle 1.
But let's be fair, right? And then we shouldn't really shame talk, right? Because at least now they got off the wallflower chair, right?
I mean, but what are they doing?
Well, I don't know if it was anything meaningful, but they were doing something. That's better than doing nothing.
I don't know. Sometimes, I don't know. If you look at their numbers, we've been pretty even the last few fights. Now, I don't know if it's just that they're taking their break or what's because that's I always hold out for that possibility that they're just taking a breather, rotating wise. But there was that.
If they're taking a break and having a breather, then it wouldn't be PGL running fleets.
Right. There was that shameful ping from Brave Keldrosto talking about how they only had 28 people in fleet, and the fleet that evening after all that they had 97, or at least I think someone said 102 for the Logi that didn't get on kill mills, but I can confirm 97 on the kill mills. So Brave and the 4th largest alliance in the game couldn't even fill up a fleet, which is funny. And then they're running close to even now with us in flights. And I know they want to be I know that they're going to want to pull the we're just even and we're still winning on the ISCORs. ISCOR really, at the end of the day, the amount of difference you're winning by is so negligible, it really doesn't matter.
If we're just going to go off Z kill board kind of stats sort of thing, right? If you're just hitting 50-50, sort of efficiency, in the long term, and you have 2 times the numbers, yeah, that's a bad sign.
Let's also not forget all the times recently where they lost the ISCOR because they got bombed to pieces.
And also, let's not forget that a good chunk of that ISK is just basically keep stars that were left undefended.
Yeah, but you can say that from both sides, right? They didn't really defend stuff in their home regions.
They're dropping Asbels and then not defending them. But there's a difference between that and keep stars.
Yes, but we also kill a lot of structures in Catch and all the other regions.
Yes, but those structures had high value not because they were keep stars, but because they had a whole lot of shit in build.
Yeah,
still counts for the ISK war.
Well,
yeah, but I mean, it's a question of well, was this valuable because X says it's valuable, or was this valuable because there really was shit here you cared about?
But I'm just but all I'm saying is, if you're at 50% efficiency, but you're the numbers that you're bringing in are still on in the long run 2x the people that you're trying to fight. There's something wrong
if you got 75% of the people and only 50% of the efficiency, yeah,
that ain't too hot.
Do we want to touch upon the flaw of ISK wars?
Which one?
Well, the one where the wallet size of the participants is kind of relevant. Like if I was doing an ISK war with McLeod, I'm sure he would need to punch a lot above his wallet to make a dent in mine.
I mean,
Wow.
there is a
You just called you
potential.
poor.
There's a potential kind of conversation there, but like, it all depends on where you're drawing the ISK from, right?
Well, the point is replenishing your wallet, and if you either had an initially high and very full wallet, and you're pretty much capable of replenishing it, the ISK war becomes slightly meaningless.
Yeah, we'll consider the fact that the whole idea of sort of goons build up in Delve was about enriching the line members, not enriching the organization.
And yes, I did assume max wallet size. It was a deliberate troll because he keeps insisting that I don't understand economics.
Oh, you know what's also funny?
I mean, we can get into that, Caleb.
Well, I mean, you don't.
Tell me, what's the price of a battleship right now?
Too damn high.
See, like, I remember someone who thinks he's a specialist on economics saying that 2 months after the changes, the prices would be below 200 mil for a battleship.
Pretty sure that wasn't me.
Pretty sure that was you.
Actually, I remember, Caleb, you said 1 month. You said after a month we'd start seeing the
numbers start trending down. Yes, that's what we're going to see. But right now they're on peak, so it's not 1 month from now yet.
It's already 2 months after the changes, and it's still not going down.
Well, that's because they didn't finish the changes, and the industry rage building.
Oh, that's a cop-out.
No, it's not. We're on the peak. We've just started crashing now in industry, and then it's going to normalize. Do you want me to pull up a hype cycle and show it to you?
Okay, Caleb. So your prediction, how long until prices will actually go below what they were before the changes, which is around 200 mil for a battleship?
I don't know if they're actually going to trend down that low compared to the prior to the industry changes cost, because again, we got all the rage building, so that is going to offset it, and it might actually take a while before those prices normalize.
But, I said I don't like these changes because they increase the cost of battleships, which is bad because hack matter. And you back then said, no, the price will go down below that. So what you're saying is you were wrong.
No, it's not wrong. I'm just saying that it looks like it's going to take longer than I predicted. So yes, I was wrong in the time frame, but that's only because they're moving a lot slower than I thought.
I take that.
I mean, Sothi did say that he was wrong. So congratulations, you won there. But Caleb did, say that it's a difficult thing to predict.
I don't think the prices are going to go down anytime soon, because y'all are like, the assumption is that there's going to be activity that's going to move towards adjusting those prices. But if this game sucks and no one wants to play it, it might be a little difficult to get towards that low trending down option, because no one's collecting the shit you need to make these things or making the stuff in a reasonable amount. If you noticed, our player counts are down under 30,000 again. Yay! And if you look at it, obviously summer's coming, COVID stuff is lifting, blah, blah, blah. So there's a lot of things going on right now. But the inflated player counts have given CCP the wrong idea that all these changes they're making are going to end up being good in the end, but we'll see.
Color me surprised that CCP looked at some stats and got the wrong idea from it.
Whoa! Sorry. Almost fell out of my chair when you said that. Oh, wow.
So sorry if I
frightened
you
me
there, Eric.
Oh, and then the
first time for everything.
It's not a new delve; it's mini delve.
I will say I absolutely love the Norman numbers. because he's been, the graphs showing the trending down or trending of everybody's like logins for different sides of the war, right? And if I'm not crazy, which I don't think I am, test numbers are like crashing to pre-war numbers. That's why I'm wondering if they're having a break or if it's really just getting that bad.
I mean,
I think it was
they sent us 10 pings on the joint Discord yesterday for a single op, so I don't think they are on a break.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like break stuff to me.
Also, yes, I'm still on that Discord, even though I've been told I'm going to get kicked soon 3 times now.
Put an alt in there instead.
Right, like after a week. This is bullshit. Oh, there's something there. But yeah, it's like that has been the interesting thing too, is those Norman numbers, because obviously I like to watch, and like most everybody's been staying relatively stable with spikes here and there. Goons dropped down low while we were waiting for the keep stars, and as soon as all the fights in 3 Tech D started, we shot up, and then we've kind of like gone down a smidge, and then we're leveling out at kind of like a happy number. And then you've got Pandemic Horde, who went down and then stayed level, went up for a smidge and then back down again, and are kind of staying level. And then you've got Test, who is just like, whee! And just cratering down. So I don't know what the fuck's going on there. And then Brave is going a little down, and Initiative staying stable. It's been interesting watching the numbers.
I mean, what do you think happens when you're, when you feel like you're sort of flying high and everything like that, and then hit a fucking brick wall? Yeah, you are gonna fucking fall the fuck down.
I think it's not necessarily even a break. It's more like a pondering moment. They've been poking at that wall, and now they're just looking at it, thinking maybe this was a mistake.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Anybody
really care?
Interesting. I do, because the
losers.
sooner they go away, the sooner that I can go back to doing what I'd like to do.
Can someone introduce Dawn to Wormhole life? Because I think
I hate wormholes. I don't like stress like that. Okay, and
Dawn don't like the worm.
So much wrong with this organization and these people.
I mean,
on the show with me, it's crazy.
I don't like doing abyssal space because it's timed. Like, could I finish everything probably in under the time frame? Yes, but I would literally be like freaking out the entire time. Like, I gotta go fast. Fast. Yes, I would.
No, you would be the first time, but after that, you'd quickly realize that as long as you've got a good build, you've got more than enough time.
See, you think that, but that's not what happens. Because I get stressed out doing that all the time. Like, I still get stressed out doing incursions, though. I've settled down a little bit more once that we kind of get started, but I
always get stressed out doing incursions as well, but I do incursions kind of different than everyone else.
Because you're the Soth. That's how you roll.
Yeah, because I don't kill the rats, I kill the people shooting the rats.
Okay, let me see if I'm getting this right. Recent months, I've heard the following suggestions of where goons should move: Thera, Poshvin, and Providence. Should we have a poll of something?
Can we make a poll? Yeah, stream deck that shit. Let's pull that out.
First off, what good would going to Providence do?
At least someone would actually then open up Providence again for something interesting.
I mean, we could change the general NBSI nature to
Providence hasn't been Providence.
Not NBSI.
Providence hasn't been NRDS for over a year now because CBA got driven out.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Wrecking Crew took the place.
Wrecking Crew.
Lol.
Yeah, they don't know really what to do with it, I think. Like,
They don't really care.
Are you telling me they are holding a region that they don't really live in?
Yeah, I know. It's shocking. PanFam has that one too.
I mean, CCP, please. Where's the outrage?
what I'm annoyed with is that
And after PanFam beat them out of Providence, Severance ran and joined Pappy.
yes, because that made sense.
Lol.
Hey, I will
Lovely
give
little
Severance.
lapdogs that they are.
I'll give Severance some props here. Like they've got some gumption. They try, and they kind of know what they're doing, which is pretty good. I mean, Severance.
It's narrative management, right? If you have a region and you're not utilizing and using it, and someone takes it from you, you can always say, didn't use that region anyways.
I mean, that's sometimes true. Look at Scolding Pass. No one wants that. And I know most of you are just now looking up where the fuck Scolding Pass even is.
I wasn't looking.
Pretty shit.
It's over on the right.
Over on the right.
Am I wrong?
I guess Soth is now playing map games with us. Put the pin in Scolding Pass.
You know, that would actually be a good idea for our CCP games.
You know, it might be.
I should pass that on to our... Who would I pass that on to? Who organized the last one?
Guard.
Oh, damn it.
I think you should throw that at Swift. To be
But
honest.
yeah, throw it at Swift. At the very least, he participated in the last one.
Oh, that's
It was
true.
great. It was glorious.
In his orange and Dayglow pink jumpsuits.
Yep,
You know,
it was great.
I watched that again the other day, and I think it's still the funniest shit they've ever done at FanFest.
I think they need to expand that whole quiz show thing that they did on the birthday, right? That proved that Sutonia is the most knowledgeable player.
No, it didn't. What it proved was that their questions are bad.
Just have participated in Renders and beat him, so you could prove that he was wrong.
I did participate until I realized their questions were bad. Like the question of which of the following is not a Minmatar starter system. Right?
And one of all of them were
3 of the answers were planets in Matar. None of those are Minmatar starting systems in Paytor.
Audience, what you can take away from this is just Renders was flipping table because the questions were made very poorly.
You can't accurately score a fucking quiz if your questions are wrong.
Okay, Caleb. When CCP is involved, when is Arendis not flipping tables?
No, that's not true. There's been a lot of things
come
that
on.
CCP. There have been a lot of things that CCP has done that I have been supportive of.
And I don't think Arendis is necessarily exclusively poo-pooing on CCP. I think it's just in general. I still believe that if I had ever been in the pen and paper group with Arendis, he would have been poo-pooing on pretty much every single game system we ever played.
No,
you would have got, okay, we need the fixes. Okay, I've written this entire folder. This is the corrections for all the rules of this game.
No, I generally do not do that in pen and paper games. The pen and paper games are trying to simulate a world that's way too big for any sort of coherent simulation. So you have to take the rule system and look at what its strengths are, what it's trying to do. If the rule system achieves what it's trying to do, then it's great. If it doesn't, then it's terrible. I mean,
clearly we should have a push to talk special where we all play Traveler.
No. I don't want to die in character creation.
They took that out, by the way.
I know they did, which is dumb. It was one of the funniest things about Traveler.
The character creation is still awesome.
See, you've already figured out that the show we need to make is a show where we talk about the pros and cons of different pen and paper systems, and Arendis is hosting it.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't played that many. Thinking about it.
How do you like them
It's 5.
rules, Arendis?
What?
You like them Middle-earth role-playing rules?
From Iron Crown, those were good rules.
Fucking tables everywhere.
Those were good rules. They were clunky, but they were a product of their time. I mean, had to be expected when those things came out. Everything was clunky, table-fed everythings.
Of course, computers made it a whole lot easier, right? Because then you could do a lot
Just
of
let the machine do the math, yeah.
all the rolling and stuff. But it was before that, so you had to sit there and flip through pages and pages to do anything. It took for fucking ever to finish a combat.
It was almost as bad as Chivalry and Sorcery.
I never tried that one.
But, I mean, sometimes combat isn't what you are aiming for, right?
Right, and
Look at,
that's. But Middle-earth roleplay was basically D&D, RuneQuest era stuff. It was very much the go and beat on the monsters structure.
The problem was that you ended up being scared of actually engaging in combat because you wanted to avoid it, so you didn't have to sit there for. Well, it usually took at least an hour to finish a combat because of all that table stuff.
At least.
Only an hour for combat?
Yeah, I mean,
let's talk here. So we play Pathfinder 2, and sometimes the combats take like 2 hours to get through because I'm usually arguing with my GM about like his stupid like interpretation of difficult terrain. He's like, oh, well, there's rubble and it's also icy, so therefore it's double difficult terrain. And I'm like, so I can move one square? Well, why would I move then? You're just wasting my entire turn. Blah, and then making the enemy invisible. I'm not bitter at all.
That sounds more like a problem with the GM you're playing with.
Yeah, well, I like Gennel GMing, but Gennel burns out very quickly.
Also, I can no longer take Ashtarothi seriously. He just said 5th edition is awesome. Get out.
I like 5th edition. If you want a dungeon crawl, 5th edition's perfectly fine.
5e's not bad. It's simplified. It's streamlined.
There's no like, hold on here. I'm going to roll a 47. That still misses. It's like
It's really hard to pull some of the really creative bullshit you could in 3rd, but it's not bad. Like one of my favorite tricks in 3rd ed was basically a 5th level wizard could kill any dragon as soon as you can get it airborne. See, 5th level wizards have access to 3rd level spells, including Wall of Force. Falling damage is impact damage, right? So the fun thing about impact damage is that it's based on your movement, not anything else that you're doing. So you put a Wall of Force in front of a dragon as it's charging you. It hits at its flying speed, and because it's doing the damage, it bypasses its own damage resistance and it will break its neck.
I think we can all conclude that the Avengers have been breaking games since before they were actually on screens.
Yes. No argument there. Since at least I didn't really start futzing with rules until probably 83 or so. It just gets fun to find where the systems go. Please, no more.
Oh, you realize you said what, 83, right?
Yeah.
You're coming up on what, 40 years of anniversary of breaking games then?
Well, I started playing D&D 77, 78.
Not old at all.
My mother got me the D&D box set so that I would have something to do with my father when he got home from 6-month cruises on an aircraft carrier.
Does it mean you actually
Role-playing games, as it turns out, are really big in the Navy because they don't take up a lot of space.
Are you telling me that you actually
Or
got
were, at
the
the very
first edition stuff, the first edition D&D?
Yeah. I mean, I had.
Do you still have any of that?
No, I was like 6. That shit got ruined so fast it wasn't funny. Somewhere I've still got red box and blue box, basic and expert, but no, I don't have the original stuff anymore.
Oh.
So are they completely worn and
No, not at all.
Are there strange
They
stains
were my
on them?
father's. They were my father's set, and they are in good condition.
Wow, that means they're actually valuable.
Yeah.
Someday you should actually go through all of your stuff in this and do an estimate evaluation of how much wealth you actually have in nerd toys.
You know, Don Ray is from my first ever game.
Well, I've still got my first edition advanced books, like the original DTs and Demigods and Fiend Folio and stuff. Those might be worth something.
I got a strong suspicion that your nerd collection is very, very large.
I have the box set of Torg, if that tells you anything.
And I'm also just thinking about your comics, if you have any of the really nice, valuable ones.
No. I don't. I am not the member of my old gaming group that did comic book collection.
Got you beat on that one then. I have at least 10 boxes of all the stuff that came out from, well, I think my collection started around the time when Top Cow and all that stuff broke out from Wizard, from Marvel.
Yeah,
So, yes.
no, I think my only real the only comic that I've got that would be at all hard to find anywhere is I have the 2-issue, and this is so indicative of where the hell my head was in high school. I have the 2-issue parody set of Elf Trek, which is an ElfQuest Star Trek crossover that
sounds corny as fuck.
that works in Marvel Secret Wars.
Nice.
The fuck?
I know, right? But it starts off with what has to be one of the best parody openings, and yet still totally believable in character that I've ever seen. It's zooming in on the Enterprise, the TOS Enterprise, because this is before Next Gen even came out. It's a slow pan in on the Enterprise, and the voiceover is Captain's Log, Stardate Tuesday. The kitchen's out of Heineken, and I'm getting bored. I could so see that. that just explains so much about so much of the original series.
Since we're still on this topic, if CCP ever decided to actually do a pen and paper game of EVE Online, would you buy it?
Yes. Hell yeah. Chip stats, gonna blow people up, would be great.
I don't know. There's so many systems out there that have covered basically that same territory. I mean, the biggest problem is that CCP would have to actually get all their lore straight.
I mean, we already mentioned Traveler.
There's Traveler. There's,
Starfinder.
Fantasy. Yeah. Fantasy Flight's stuff is also pretty good in that respect.
There's also that Star Wars one.
Yep.
Can't remember the name.
Oh,
but the CCP, seriously, I read this, right? CCP, if they decided to do a pen and paper, it should be Storyteller, right? It should be World of Darkness rules.
No,
you would be using.
You'd want you'd want a system actually designed for what they're going to do. Storyteller is really good for what it does. And what it does is a whole lot of narrative that totally hand waves off any sort of concerns about, wait a minute, did we think this through? And while that may be CCP's hallmark in development, I don't think it's the stories they're trying to tell.
Oh, shots fired. I'm just thinking that I could almost port my character sheet 1-to-1, right?
Only you're looking at it because you've got all these skills and shit in 5s.
No, I'm not.
And I see where you're going. I see where you're going with that, but no.
It looks like it was designed by White Wolf, even though White Wolf was not yet in the possession of CCP.
Yeah.
All the attributes, all the skills, all the scaling, all of that stuff. It looks like it's taken straight out of World of Darkness rulebooks.
See, the biggest problem is though that if you were going to do any kind of pen and paper game for Eve, it would need to be able to handle space combat.
Yeah, you have to have ships to have.
And it would need to be able to handle space combat in a way that both accurately represents Eve Online and yet is fun. And I'm not saying that fights in EVE Online can't be fun. I'm just saying that trying to simulate that out with dice would be not fun. You know what I mean?
Would it be close to what Eve actually is?
I mean, have you ever done the math on tracking?
Yes, and you can do it.
Definitely not fun.
And you can do it faster than the game can in tie-dye. That's not the point.
Oh, wow! Did you just say that you could run the whole thing faster?
I really think you could. Yes, I think there are well-established mass combat systems out there that could handle Eve combat better than time dilation does, because they abstract it and basically say, okay, well, blah. But Eve has to actually, address individual ships. You never actually reduce things to, this is a block of 20 Megathrons. What happens to the block? It's what happens to each Megathron. Abstracting it like that would make it much simpler, much easier to deal with. But you can't.
But don't you think
in Eve.
An Eve pen and paper wouldn't rather deal with things that you don't deal with in the video game?
I think the game designers would like to do that. But I think that any game designer and any game master has to contend with the same completely and totally disruptive and generally not helpful factor that the game developers have to deal with. Players. Like game developers, pen and paper or electronic, they can come up with some great ideas. Players are going to come along and fuck it all up.
Very true. Very true.
Araya's comment, is that a bannable offense?
I don't know. I'm not looking at the stream. What is it?
Pen and paper PI.
Pen and paper PI would be great. Actually, pen and paper PI. If you want to do pen and paper PI in an RPG for Eve, break out the Serenity RPG and just go that way. Just deal with it that way. That would be fucking amazing. Deal with it like small mining towns on backwater planets. And actually, the Serenity RPG overall might not be bad for Eve with some tweaks.
I would love to have a part where you're either playing the spaceship or you're just doing that scenario of a capsuleer coming to a planet surface to inspect something that they've bought. Remember, capsuleers are rich as fuck. So I can imagine them owning like mining colonies and stuff on planets and being like,
sure, that'd be called PI. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we take this in a direction that's not Jane's fault?
Really bonnet.
You're muted. Eric, you're muted.
Why did I mute? That's weird.
That's
I don't
great.
know. Anyway, so we were talking about rewatching Firefly, and so the some of the ships in there look surprisingly like flying keep stars. Ever notice
The
that?
Alliance ships, yeah, because they're in space. You don't really have to worry about making it look like
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be aerodynamic.
aerodynamic.
Something something when I flipped between two screens here muted me. I'm not sure what, but something did.
Probably the mute button.
No, I didn't hit it.
We should start working on this. We should design the Eve Online pen and paper game.
No, because the big problem there is you need to get all the lore straight, and then anything you want to do for lore has to get approved by CCP.
No, that would require us to like distribute it for money. We're not distributing this for money. We're just making it for ourselves.
Sure, I feel
So
safe about.
So it's like, wait a minute, no money, fuck that, I'm out.
No. It's
I'm
not about
more
the
worried
money.
about the fact that
It's more about like if you are touching their IP, and they can in any way construe that it's damaging it, you don't need to take money for it for them to get you into problems.
Well, I've
Yeah,
seen
but that's
some of
only be
Sean's
distributed.
fanfics,
So.
Yeah, but at the
you
same time, I mean, CCP really doesn't have a whole lot of room to say this is damaging our IP when you can just point to their own actions and say, that's you.
Like, listen,
all on
you're
you,
already
baby.
ruining your own. You're already doing it all yourself.
Don't you go blaming me for what you done.
Now I'm confused.
What has you confused now, Dawn?
Oh, I'm just playing Pokemon and I'm like wondering when I'm gonna get this goddamn flying option.
Never.
Does anyone know an Emerald when you get fly?
You don't.
Yes, you do. Flies.
Nope.
Yes,
Not
you
anymore.
do. Yep.
Nope. Other
Oh.
people may get it, but you don't.
Oh, okay. I see how it is.
So did everyone remember to send some suggestions to Aurora about the merchandise stuff in the shop?
I've given up on CCP merch.
No, where'd you ask for it?
On Twitter. She
I don't read Twitter.
asked people for suggestions to what they would like to see in the merch shop.
Plastic model kits.
How about something that doesn't cost a fortune to ship to Europe?
There was a lot of replies with exactly that. So.
Wonder why. I mean, I looked at the models that the ship models that you can buy, and the shipping is as expensive as the actual model.
Now, why
Which is like,
that?
I mean, $40 for shipping. Really?
I'm not sure why that is either. I'm pretty sure they're made in Europe.
No, they are made in the US.
Why can't they just be sold on Amazon for less?
That's my question every single time. It's like, why do you not collaborate with Amazon?
You just become a seller. It's like not hard. My God.
There is no Amazon in Iceland.
We don't care. There's not a big market for their stuff in Iceland either. And besides, if you want it in Iceland, just come to the company store. Jeez.
Like they don't have an office in London now, so come on, CCP.
I mean, you don't need to be
I like
Amazon is.
Eric's solution. I like Eric's solution. I want to buy this model from CCP. Oh, I'm just going to go down to CCP and buy it out of their fucking lobby.
Well, if you're in
Go to the
Iceland,
gift shop.
well, if you're in Iceland, sure, right?
Sure, but then they have to maintain a gift shop in the fucking offices.
like it's gonna have heavy foot traffic. Horrendous. Come on.
It doesn't sound like the worst idea ever. At least once a year, that shop is going to have a lot of guests.
Well, that's true too. But yeah, I mean, you can just set that up.
Caleb, think about the other ways they could use it to make money. Like the gift shop would be set up basically backing up against the office cafeteria where they're selling quaif instead of Coke or something.
Yeah, there's many ways to actually start a proper and decent monetization scheme on CCP's brand. It's just CCP are horrible at doing it.
The meta show
Because
is at 3 hours.
The recipe that Horrendous
2
is
hours.
suggesting for the quaif is that it's got 3 times the amount of caffeine, right?
What? No, that would be basically Jolt Plus.
Yeah, similar kind of recipe, right? So you get so addicted that you need to buy it all the fucking time.
For the record, there's an easy way to make super strong soda. Take a 2-liter, open it up so it depressurizes a little bit, and then freeze it and let it thaw. The syrup will thaw before the water ice does.
This is true.
It is true. It's very similar to the way that you do THC oils.
Yep. Not that I'm suggesting anybody go playing with THC oils.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So
You need
caffeine is all right, but THC isn't.
Federally, yes.
Actually, in Pennsylvania, it's even more complicated.
Oh, and remember, Sauce, in a capitalist society, uppers are good, downers are bad.
Uh-huh.
Uppers stimulate demand.
And
So
productivity.
why is Coke banned?
Hmm?
Why is Coke banned?
You mean cocaine?
Yeah.
Heart attacks.
Ah,
That and, price supports. CIA got to make its money, yo.
Mm-hmm,
Uh-huh.
mm-hmm.
You're America, you all.
That's right. That's right. So here's the here's
Christians in action don't give that shit out for free.
here's the funny thing in the Social Republic of Pennsylvania. So we have medical marijuana.
Yep.
So you have a medicinal reason to have marijuana. You can get it, right?
Mhm.
Okay. It is illegal to drive with any amount of marijuana detected in your system. Any. No
Okay.
threshold. Any.
Right. So make sure you don't touch it before you come home.
Make sure that you haven't had it in the last week or 2 before you drive.
No.
Nope.
No.
Test
Just
any positive result. It's illegal.
Just get yourself a complete blood replacement every few days.
There you go.
That's
Because
fine.
the motor vehicle laws in the state go by the federal side, and every other law goes by the.
Oh, dude, the motor
What is
vehicle
it?
states in Pennsylvania.
Oh my
The
god.
motor vehicle laws in Pennsylvania. I mean, some of them make a whole lot of sense, but damn, are they draconian? Like,
Which ones don't you like? Let's go over. A couple
I'm not necessarily saying I don't like it. Just holy shit, I never want to get caught breaking this one.
Okay.
All right. Like, do not speed on I-80.
Especially when it's snowing.
Just do not get caught speeding on
Really?
Interstate 80.
Why?
Because they jack the rates because it goes through Amish country.
Oh, there's a rate jack for Amish country? Are you serious?
Oh God, yes.
I was aware that
it's like $90 for 5 miles an hour over the speed limit.
and those Germans.
It's not that the Germans saw. It's that I-80 is like 2 lanes in each direction, right? And because it's 300 miles through basically nowhere,
it really is.
you can always count on one side of it being down for construction. So it's really an interstate highway that is already has a higher speed limit than the regular highways around because it's an interstate. And it's basically 1 lane in each direction with no shoulder. And when you come around a tight turn in the mountains, there might be some motherfucker with a horse-drawn buggy there.
There might be.
Damn those Germans. Do the Amish come from?
Hey, we love the Amish here, okay? They make great pies. And by the way, the Amish here make fantastic kitchen cabinets, Caleb. They'll come in, they measure them, they go build them, they bring them in.
I mean,
You
I
have to
do
feed them
have
lunch, and they eat a lot of lunch.
I do have one question about the Amish and, driving on the interstate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not, because of their beliefs, they're not supposed to use any technology invented after a certain period.
That's not exactly true, but go ahead.
It's anything of a certain type, really.
Depends on their organization.
Depends on their
but
sect.
Right. But, like,
Some have electricity.
some have electricity. That's totally legit there. All right. Plastics.
They have to have lights on their buggy. There's no way around
Right.
that one. Unless you want them to have little oil lamps. Swinging.
I'm just wondering why don't they believe strongly enough to use oil lamps? I'm fine with it as long as they're willing to admit that our beliefs are kind of
They got to have a battery too, right?
situational.
Because I don't think there's a little dynamo rolling there.
Yeah. I mean, even just the reflectors.
Yeah.
Batteries are fine. That is some truly old technology.
I'm just saying.
Well, it depends on the kind of battery.
Yeah, I guess.
I know when we redo
if you want them using Leyden jars, that's fine. But
I know when we redo our kitchen, we'll have them come in and do it because my neighbors look just gorgeous. I mean, they really did a hell of a job.
Anyway, I gotta get going. So
all right, see you, Ernest.
See you guys later.
Bye.
Later. That means it's the 2:00 hour, and for those who are waiting for the meta show, 2 hours until the meta show. We also have not received our weekly picture of Brisk in the shower.
Brisk in the shower?
Hot tub,
We didn't ask last week.
So, yep. Let's see what else we got. I don't know. What else are we going to talk about today?
Well, we haven't talked about food yet.
Food. We were supposed to go to a wine dinner tonight, but my wife has canceled it. Very sad for me.
I love how we started talking on INN Discord yesterday about food, and someone mentioned potato soup, and all of a sudden INN Discord became the place to fawn about potato soup being the best thing ever.
Especially if you add bacon. Oh my god.
Well, I mean, it's not the best thing ever, but it's pretty good. But the potatoes are in a lot of soup. Yeah, New England clam chowder, excellent soup. I had a chicken stew type soup.
I mean, soup is always good.
Love soup.
I said that yesterday, and one guy was like, "Oh yeah, but what if it's really hot? Then, you get a cold soup."
Soup is just, I don't know.
It's always a soup option.
Listen, my soups basically have to be either really, really thick, or basically I'm just going to eat all the good stuff out of it, and then,
Really?
That's it. I don't like hot liquids.
What you do is, you get the bread from yesterday, and you dunk it into the soup.
Of course, that's fine, but that doesn't mean I'm going to eat. I will not take a spoon and dip it in soup and then slurp it up. Other than the onion or miso soup at a hibachi or a Japanese steakhouse or something, that stuff's pretty good because it's just onion broth basically. But I don't eat chicken noodle like that. Chicken noodle, I'm just digging for the noodles and the chicken.
I love
potatoes.
Oh no, that's so good. And oh man,
yeah.
And then you got French onion soup. That broth, that beefy broth.
I love to dip bread in it and eat that.
You are saying using your spoon. If you're not eating soup you've been raised by wolves, then you're doing it wrong.
Oh yeah, I love dipping bread in that stuff. Like, don't get me wrong here. I'll eat it. Like, if I had like a mound of bread to just get everything up with, that's fine. I'm just not going to sit there and like drink it. I don't like hot liquids. I don't like coffee. I don't like tea. I don't like hot chocolate. Anything hot liquid is disgusting. It just does not feel right.
You're like no hot chocolate. I mean,
yeah, it's all for you guys.
You're wrong in the head.
I want to dig into this. I want to dig in. So, Soth, eating soup like you were raised by wolves. I mean, describe that to me. I mean, I'm interested.
I think he just takes the bowl and throws everything in his face.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. I'm okay with that. That's good. Like, yeah, I drink the bowl, man, when you're done, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you eat all the good stuff and you got some broth left. Yeah, you don't use a spoon, man. Straw.
We got our brisk pick, so.
Oh, we did?
Calling me nuts because I don't like hot liquids. It just means more for you guys. Stop whining.
Oh, you know, there's so many ways we could go with that comment. Good say. All right. Oh my God, he's drinking.
Gotta hydrate.
Snapple.
So this is the special access. You have to go through the paywall to get to Brisk's OnlyFans, but this is only staff page, and it's even better.
Why is he drinking a Snapple in the shower?
Because he can.
Why not?
Because he can.
I'm not used to seeing Brisk actually wet. Normally, it's like him kind of like in the shower, quote unquote. But
so many
wait for it, Dawn. Wait for it. The hot tub meta is happening. We've been promised it. There will be a wet Brisk Rubal in a hot tub.
Now you have to look. He's in the shower with the shower running, right? So he's just not just hanging out there, you know, drinking. We got running water. We got everything in it. Amazing.
I mean, the man is on video stepping into a shower and putting it on fully clothed. So why would the shower not be running?
I don't know. Just saying, normal pictures we see, he's either in the bathtub or the water. He's not really like wet hair and everything yet.
So Don, I'll let you have my favorite soup, family recipe. All right, you either make or, because you know we're in America and we just go take things off the shelves, get your favorite spaghetti sauce. Whether you make it yourself, take it off the shelf and augment it, or just whatever. All right. Take like a pound or so of pepperoni, throw it in the slow cooker with the tomato sauce and stir it up good. And you just let it cook all day. Okay? You just put that in a bowl with a giant loaf of Italian bread and as much butter as you want. And you just dip this bread in that sauce and eat the pepperoni. Fantastic. Guaranteed for 3 to 4 heart attacks every 10 years, but it's great soup.
Back on the shower topic.
Yeah. I was trying to get you off the shower topic.
No, I'm just disappointed that Brisk does not actually have a proper rain dance shower because they are amazing.
I'm pretty sure Caleb is getting off on the shower topic.
Yeah.
Literally.
I will tell you the best showers under the sun are at Oakmont Country Club. I'm just telling y'all. Okay. It's like showering under a waterfall. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's literally what rain dance showers do.
I've been to a waterfall in Hawaii. Nice.
Unrestricted water. Whoosh. Of course, it's not air conditioning either. So, you know. What is it? What's the thanks from Mongolia? What's the thanks? I don't understand. What are they? I don't know.
Brisk, if you want to redo your shower.
The soup idea. It is great.
Actually, what we need to do, I need a new chair.
Do you?
For my office. Because mine is like an old chair from my mom's old work, and it works fine enough, but it like angles down. It's just not as comfy as I'd like. I can't like lean back in it. And I know everyone says get a really nice, comfy, like executive chair, but I don't know. Like,
I will dig out this one that I'm sitting in. It was not, it was reasonable, but super awesome. And you can't really see it in the video because, you know, I do the thing, but it's leathery and it's very cushiony and very comfortable. I literally sit here 10, 12 hours a day sometimes.
I know, and I sit in this chair all the time, so that's why I would really like a nice chair. So
Yeah, I got it like
send me
Office
the.
Max.
Yeah, I've got a couple of office stores near me. I don't want to spend like $500 on a chair, but I am tempted to buy a decent chair because then if you're going to be, as you said, sitting on it for 12 hours a day, you might as well put some effort into it because you're going to be there a lot.
Yeah. I mean, because I work from home, right? And
right.
And then all the
Me
stuff
too.
I do, yeah. So I'll get it for you because it was like Office Max or Office Depot or something.
Yeah, just let me know and then I will look at it. No. So we've had obviously there was a lot of chitter chatter about all of the interdiction changes coming out, or nullification changes coming out kind of haphazardly. We'll call it that. Earlier this week. I know
we're skipping silly season.
Oh, what season?
Silly season. It's silly season. It's election season.
Oh, we've got episodes for that. We're gonna have CSM episodes here. I know Dirk is organizing them, getting a couple people per episode. I think we're gonna have at least two episodes. I'm probably not gonna have too many more on Theta Thursday unless someone reaches out with me because of reasons. So
maybe you shouldn't get all the lunatics on Theta Thursday.
Hey, we had Bacula on who is running for CSM as well, and he is part of Delta Squad, and he's a goon. And he was really nice to talk with and kind of get to know. So we did that on Thursday. And I know that if there's other USTZ guys that that aren't available Saturday that want to come on, that's definitely fine. There's a medium to small list of people that we can have on. So if you really want to branch out and you're not good enough for push to talk, Theta Thursday may or may not take you. So, but we've got episodes for that, so we're gonna have whole things. So that's why it's okay. So the nullification changes got implemented with, I'm gonna say, no QA involved.
Are you saying it got implemented with a few bumps on the road?
Just some oversight, really.
I still think I think it might actually have been Dirk Statiel, or at least someone in INN or Push to Talk staff that said maybe the mistake that happened was that someone was sitting in CCP offices and then they did the push build to, and then instead of CC, it pushed to TQ. I think that might actually have been what happened.
You can't really blame QA for it because they literally changed some of the things and a day later pushed it live. That's not enough time for QA.
Well, something went wrong, and I was surprised that it was actually going out that Tuesday. I thought it was only coming out the next Tuesday.
It really did feel like that it wasn't supposed to go out then, and we're all like, wait, what?
Everyone I talked to was surprised about the fact that they launched it so quickly.
So we were like, what's happening right now?
So yeah, it caused a lot of drama and kerfuffle. I remember you, Max, screaming about the problems of now we're stuck with all our ships.
Yeah, I thought there was a massive oversight. I don't understand why nobody thought it was a good idea to sort of strip nullification off all the ships that previously had nullification without reimbursing at least those ships with a T1 meta zero version of that in their hull, in their cargo.
Because usually you give people ample warning that it's about to happen, so that they have the time to, log in and make sure that they aren't going to get stuck. But if you're like pushing things to live literally the next day, then you can't really do that.
Yeah, let's talk about there were just so many, like, they didn't catch that the stealth bombers was still on the meta version of the nullification thing. Though I do like how pretty much everybody in the game universally agreed that stealth bombers getting nullification would be overly broken for a ship that's already broken. Except for Dirk. Dirk's the only one that didn't see it. It's like, no, they barely
for somebody who likes bombers,
that was
I
fixed
thought it was
in
fun.
minutes. But Brisk, I hate to break it to you, but it wasn't. They fixed it on Sissy, but they forgot to push the change to one of the meta modules. And then that change got pushed to live, and it stayed up for 24 hours until the next downtime. And I know that for a fact because we actually had people flying around in nullified bombers that day.
Oh, I still find it funny. So Dirk was talking about how this was 2 Thursdays ago. Dirk was talking about how bombers don't get used much and that nullification on them would be fine. It's not going to be overly broken, and how bombers have no impact in fleet play anymore. And then we had our 200 billionest bomber run the next day.
I do have something funny to point out here, because I know that I think Mac remembers that we did this, because about the weeks before this nullification patch, right, we've been talking about the fact that CCP kept doing almost streamlined, no problem patching, and to the point where it was almost boring when patch day came around, because there was no issues really. Everything just worked, and we could just go about our business. No need for long skill training or anything like that. And then just when we've said this for a few weeks, CCP goes ahead and does something like this. It's like, we were not trying to get you to mess things up by saying this.
Yeah, it was strange, right?
Okay. Here's the thing. I keep saying this, but I feel like the message isn't getting through, especially to Brisk. I personally think that the individual devs at CCP are doing a good job, okay? They are listening to feedback, they are trying to make the best changes for the game. Who isn't doing that, in my opinion, is the upper management, who always push for changes to be pushed out as fast as possible, to give them impossible timelines, and then wonder why shit is broken with close to no testing because of set timelines.
I mean, not wanting to draw a parallel here, but like forgot it. Don't worry.
Okay, just a small point. We don't really know how the culture is in detail in CCP. We don't know if it's actually the developers over-promising speed-wise and then under-delivering, because that could be the case and not upper management pushing it. But if you tell upper management, well, we can get this feature out in like 6 weeks, and they say, okay, that sounds good, make sure that that happens, and then they figure out, oops, it's going to take 8 or 10 weeks, and then they are in a rush and want to actually deliver on what they promised, right? So it could be a little bit of both.
I mean, this patch, that's why I started with it. This patch is a good indicator for that, right? We got our first look at what they were going to do. We were able to give our feedback. They implemented our feedback, which was all fine, amazing. That's how it's supposed to go. And then someone pushed it to life.
Yeah, and that's where the mistake was. Like, oh, maybe that was not what we were supposed to do.
Well, and then they've got the new mobile observatories coming out, and I'm wondering when that's going to come out. But
so the funny thing about that was I thought CCP had just basically ditched the idea of observatories entirely. You know, from the original sort of Citadel like rework kind of campaign thing that they had done. I'm glad that they've found that they're at least utilizing sort of observatories to some way, shape, or form. But I think it's like, it could have, the observatories could have been used in such better ways with it, rather than just it being a like a sort of a cloaky fix, cloaky camping fix kind of thing. Like, and there's so many other kind of, I mean, I've argued extensively on the old Evo forums with the cloaking mega thread, like threads, like threadnoughts that they had on the forums for that. There is a lot of information and a lot of good kind of feedback in those in the conversations, in the arguments in those forums, that I kind of almost feel like CCP, or at least the people there now at CCP designing these things, never actually went and read. Like, if they did, then I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to know that they actually had. But like, as far as I know, and from what it sounds like, this proposal coming through, like they didn't really read, because there's a lot of information as to why cloaky camping is what it is, and how it's so powerful. And the when you actually read through it and you kind of understand the kind of like the issue in its entirety, you kind of realize that the issue is not actually cloaking. The issue is covert sinos.
I mean, yeah, covert sinos is the only reason why AFK cloaking is even a concern for anybody. Because if you're just got a cloaky Loki hanging out there, maybe he'll kill you, maybe he won't. But the fact that, he's going to bring in potentially 50 to 100 to 200 friends with him at a moment's notice, and there's no way you can stop it.
But that's the aggressive problem with cloaky camping, right? If you're talking about proper AFK cloaky camping abuse as an intel tool, that's going to get nerfed with this, right, Mac?
Yeah, that'll get nerfed to a small degree.
You guys say that, but isn't there supposed to be a risk involved in nullsec?
Yeah, I don't really have a problem with Black Ops Sinos, but I'm just saying, like, their cloaky camping wouldn't be a problem if there weren't Black Ops Sinos.
See, like, I think the problem is on the other end, that you don't get rewarded for the extra risk you are taking in nullsec and maybe lowsec.
Compared to other places?
I don't know.
No, not at all.
Still playing lowsec?
Apparently, Wormholes is where it's at.
Wormholes is I've been told by a reliable shitler that Wormholes is an extremely dangerous place, and that the money that they make out of it is entirely worth it.
Right.
You have to work hard for that, man.
So hard for the money.
So hard for it, honey. And then we gotta stop for copyright.
And don't mind me, I'm just prepping for the Eurovision party 35 minutes from now.
Thought mark. I am saying that people ratting and mining in nullsec should have a risk, because the reward is supposed to be greater. Supposed to.
That, yes, I understand where you're coming from there, sort of, so, but you also have to understand that CCP does not factor in the whole more risk equals more reward sort of like a calculation into their game design anymore.
I mean, we're still waiting for our carrot.
When they decided to sort of shake the the sandbox to the point where high sec was actually the place that gained you the most ISK per hour for a little while, that like they weren't following the whole more risk equals more reward.
Can you imagine what would happen if goons decided, hey, we're going to become a wormhole entity?
That would require us to live in a wormhole, and we are all giant babies.
Dom,
What?
quite a while ago, I suggested that we use basilisks and guardians for Logi, and I was told, no, you can't do that. Goons are too dumb to chain, right? And look at us now, we're using guardians and basilisks everywhere.
Well,
if you don't ask your people to be better, then you don't expect them to be better. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah, but that would mean that people want to play in wormholes. There's a difference here. Like, I don't want to play in a wormhole. Like, if I wanted to be in a wormhole, I would be in a wormhole, but I'm not. So
you tell goons how much money you can make in a wormhole, and they will be happy to go over there.
And 10
I think
people
some have
gone.
actually discovered this themselves.
Yeah, and then they got evicted because Villy's a cock bitch who decided to hire Hard Knocks to kick some Goonies out of their wormhole.
Yeah, but that's a handful of Goonies.
It was like 30 of them.
That's a handful.
Yeah, well,
Like
he's still
Bees aren't very big,
He paid Hard Knocks $30 billion to kick him out.
That, in actual fact, 30 people, that could just be one person with 29 alts.
Well, I know who all was a lot of the people that were in there. So that's how desperate they are to make sure that no Goonies can't make money, is that Villy pays wormhole people to do work because he doesn't want to do it himself. That's why we haven't just moved somewhere else, because no matter where we go, Pappy's fucking claim that they will follow us to the ends of the earth to make sure we die. So,
but at least Willie has figured out that he kind of needs to stop goons being able to make money. Otherwise, there is no win condition ever.
I mean, if it costs Willie 30 bill to evict you every time, I would say that is actually winning the ISK war for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds a little bit off the cost efficiency mark, to be honest.
Like,
if I was deny that, then he certainly can. But we got receipts.
I mean, if I was in Corp Diplomatique, I would probably approach Hard Knocks and go, "Hey, I have this really cool plan. Like, how about you pretend to evict us? We'll we'll provide you with some kill mails to show that you have, and then you can just keep rinse and repeat."
I'm still waiting for the day that goons are creating an army of alts and just rents some frat space.
Thing is, I'm not in Corp Diplomatique, so I have no idea whether that is an actual thing or whether that's something that they would be interested in doing.
I would be very surprised to find out we have contacts with Hard Knocks.
Hey, you never know. It seems that they're constantly complaining about not having representation on the CSM. That looks very much like a quid pro. I hate that phrase.
Quid pro quo.
Quid pro quo.
You can use do des instead if you want.
I'll just let you say it. It's fine.
The thing is, when wormhole people aren't complaining, they must be sick.
Well, no, wormhole people are complaining. I've discussed this with them, and it's funny as shit. So basically, some wormhole people are complaining because Frat has discovered that they can make easy money with little to no effort. So they are en masse running around in Marauders doing sites, and they go in an area, do the site, and then if anybody starts showing up, they just MJD away, cloak up, and then filament out if they need to. And if they don't have to filament, they'll just go to the next hole and the next hole and the next hole and the next hole. And apparently this is a very big problem in the wormhole community.
Because the whole point of having filaments being operational inside wormholes kind of kills the whole point of Wormhole.
Yeah. So, but
Who would have thought?
the wormhole
Yeah, who
person
would
was
have thought
complaining.
that something like this could completely mess up the entire USP and design of the game? Same with with those mutaplasmids and skill points injections. Like, you just took all the stuff in the game and broke it.
I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but I definitely did in multiple occasions say, oh, I'm not sure about this whole filament thing. I think it's a bit of a hack, and I think it's probably not going to be good for the long run. Even though it's it provides people some a quick a shortcut to entertainment. Like, it's gonna have a lot of negatives that people aren't gonna realize, and that is definitely one of them.
I'm going to say something controversial. I think what would solve filaments is if they had some horrible drawback like drugs, right? So the more you use them, it would actually damage your capabilities as a pilot, and it had to cool down. So not fatigue, but something similar, right?
You've got a cooldown, but like it's not like a red timer, it's like a blue timer kind of thing. For all the nullsecers who use capital ships out there.
Yeah, but
you can still use it afterwards, but like let's add some jeopardy to it. It will literally remove a level 5 skill that you have at random.
No.
Temporarily. Right. No, but seriously, temporarily.
No, not temporarily.
No. Just stop. No, don't take skill points away. That's stupid. You guys are stupid. Don't come up with these stupid ideas. Because someone at CCB is going to think you're serious and be like, "Hey, let's do this."
I am serious.
Great.
Okay,
No.
Seriously, having fatigue on jumping is bad. It's just a dumb design.
But
it should be fuel based.
To get you
and having filaments where you can just keep jumping forever is toxic as fuck.
But you don't jump forever. You have a 15-minute timer, and if you shoot anything or do anything aggressive in any way, it restarts the 15-minute timer. And you always have somebody on Flea who just like has to jump the gate and go get tackled by somebody. They're like, "I got away, guys." You're like, "Yeah, well, we're fucking leaving you because we want to go." It's like 2 a.m. Bye, bitch. May or may have done that at least twice now. Literally left people in space because I don't want to wait for their 15-minute timer. So adding any more time on it will make them almost unusable. Because when
doesn't
you film
add
it,
more time. Like that's the
hearing,
thing, Dawn. Like the idea is.
All I'm hearing is
time.
bitching that you don't have an easy way to come home.
Stop making things tedious for no reason other than that this one off chance scenario that they actually are useful in a way that some people don't like. Stop making this game harder. It's already fucking hard.
I mean, if you're on a road and you want
when you've already had an erection for 2 hours, you don't take another Viagra.
Dawn,
well, amazingly enough, Dawn, like, actions should have consequences. I know that, like, you're of a group that or of a generation that thinks that action should never have consequences.
I don't
but unfortunately,
you don't need to make it worse.
Actions should have consequences, but if those consequences are meaningless, then they aren't consequences.
Yeah, well, all I'm hearing is that you just want to make it so that way anything you do in this game is just terrible, and so therefore you just don't do anything, and then nothing bad will happen to you. Oh wait,
no,
that's called
quick
not
hacks
playing.
And shortcuts should have downsides.
But it's all it's doing is taking you somewhere where you don't know where the fuck you're going. You could end up in the middle of a Wassa inside of a super battle fight.
Yeah, and when anywhere is better than where you are right now, it's a hack.
No, it's not.
Because you decided on an action, and you're left with the consequences of your action. But you have this nice little tool to basically be like, fuck the consequences. See ya.
The thing is, when like 90% of nullsec regions are blue to you, then do you really care where you come out?
Yeah, because there's plenty of places where nothing's happening at certain times of the day.
So what? You're still safe?
You're not safe. You still have to get back.
No, you don't.
Still have to. Yes, you do, because you don't filament anywhere that you really want to go, except for one time. One time we were like on a filament roam, and we're like, okay, We've been out for like 2 hours, 3 hours. We're ready to go back. Let's see if we can, let's try one filament and see if we can get home or close to home where maybe we'll dock up and fly home later, right? So we filamented and we landed in 1DQ. We were like, ching!
Okay. No one is saying that it is abuse to use filaments once in a while. The point is, if you can do it repeatedly as a feature, it's broken. You basically just get a free pass of expeditious retreat from any fucking problem.
Don, we aren't saying filaments.
Speaking as somebody who used 4 filaments to try and get home and still couldn't after 2 hours, no, it is not
Dawn,
easy win to get out of a horrible situation.
See, Dawn, we're not talking about convenience. We're talking about like actually getting out of a really hostile situation.
Yes, I was trying to get out of a really hostile situation. I was stuck in the middle of Esoteria in Aniris for hacking, and I got abandoned and left to die by everybody. I was in the furthest back pocket, and there was no way out. There were no wormholes to get out. I couldn't get through gates. I didn't even have a prop mod. Okay, I got. It was either die or figure something out. So someone was kind enough. They came out with 6 filaments. We took 4 and still ended up on the eastern side of the map that there was no option but to try and run the gate at the G Magic gate where I died after wasting 2 to 2.5 hours of my time trying to fill them around. So the idea that these filaments are easy peasy get out of jail free cards is ridiculous because you could end up still not making it anywhere you want to go. And we were using the ones that should like go to high activity to get us to Delve, because Delve usually has high activity.
So
it didn't fucking matter.
You're complaining that you got out safe, even though
I didn't. I died.
Had camped you in, right?
I died.
That's not. That's,
it didn't matter. I took a
just
filament.
You fundamentally not understanding the fact that like it's going to send you anywhere. Like you were in a situation where. So were you in a situation where you couldn't cloak up? Did you not have a prototype cloak on that?
I had a cloak, but
so you weren't being hunted.
I was being hunted. I had half of a freaking test trying to get me down. I went through 4 gate camps. They gave up
cloaked.
trying to kill me because they couldn't kill me.
But you were cloaked.
I did cloak.
Yeah,
but I
so
no
you could sit there being cloaked, and they would basically you have to just like wait for you to decloak or move or do something, but they couldn't actively hunt you down.
Not unless I tried to actually go home.
So you weren't in a situation where, like there was no other way.
I don't know where you're trying to get at because it was either hope that a lucky wormhole spawned in that system that I was in, or wait till like 6 a.m. when no one was going to be on in our time zone to try and either trek through Stain and then period basis and then Delve, or trek through Esoteria and then Paragon Soul and then period basis and then Delve. So if I wanted to go through the trekking option, it was not going to happen. It was going to take forever. So we were like, let's try filaments, see if this will work. Oh, wait, it put me further away in places that were even worse than where I started with, and I still ended up dying in the G Magic Gate. No, filaments are not this get out of jail free card. It's here's a ticket. You might go where you want to go, but you might not.
What I was trying to say, Dawn, is like they're not a click. Let's go to a very particular system. They just basically give you, you understand how those particular filaments work.
Yes.
What we're saying is not like it's the best convenience tool there is. What we're saying is it's a tool where basically when you use it, the hack aspect of it is it'll get you somewhere where like anywhere else is better than the situation that you're in. And that situation should typically be, and when it's typically used in that way, is when, say, you can't cloak up and you are being hunted and you are being probed out, and there's no other way to get out other than this.
And that is part of the risk of wormholes. When you can just get around that with a filament, that's broken.
In wormholes, it's not even a discussion. It's completely broken that you can use this to get out, because the whole point is that you're supposed to be stuck.
But I know that there are a lot of people. There's an absolute ton of people who love filaments, and because filaments gives convenience, they'll hate to see it being removed. So there will obviously always be backlash to removing or changing filaments and nerfing filaments in some way, shape, or form.
If you want to change them where they only work every 30 minutes in a wormhole or something, sure. But that's not going to solve the problem of this marauder stuff. The only people
that filaments in a wormhole anyway.
I don't. But these people do. They use a filament to get out if they're gonna get camped in their marauder fleets or whatever.
Yes, exactly. That's what we are complaining about. That they are able to do that.
But they could be going somewhere where they really don't want to go as well.
But that doesn't matter. They've snuck into a type of space where you are at risk of being stuck and hot drop, right? Now you suddenly have this, well, it is a get out of jail free card. It's like, oh, take me anywhere but here. It's like, that is not a good feature to have in the game, because you're denying the people that actually are lurking and trying to get fights from actually getting the kills that are theirs, because they have been hanging around to kill you because you're dumb enough to get into their space.
I don't know. I don't like wormholes at all, so I wouldn't have the space at all. But I get that particular idea, but that I still don't think that they're as bad as could be, especially since you could still end up, if you were, let's say, a frat party, you're in a wormhole with all your marauders doing your thing, and you could still end up in the worst place possible for you to be with that much stuff. And now you've either got to filament again or hope you find another good wormhole to get in, and you could still get fucked. It just would be by
but the chance is very low. The chance that you get fucked if you stay in that wormhole is way higher.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen what wormhole groups defend their systems with?
Yeah, I've seen some of them, but I don't really play in there, so. Though I think a lot of them have switched to Vargers now, right? And Dreads. They were using Leshaks for a long time, but because of the Marauder changes, I believe the Vargar has gotten more popular from what I've talked with people. I could be wrong, Chad.
I mean, do you know what Dreads will do to Marauders?
Oh, well, they'll shred them.
Yeah.
Yes. But if you don't have a Dread, or you can't make a Dread, or can't get a Dread in, I believe people are using Vargars and stuff. But yeah, as I said, that's what Wormhole people have been whining about, is that they can't kill these really expensive ships coming in and day tripping through their space. Like, well, sucks to be you, doesn't it? Because they were trying to propose that the sites that these guys run should have scrams spread out amongst all targets, not just the main target, so that way they can get easy kills on these marauders.
Well, it's not exactly easy kills. You are still engaging a 50-man marauder fleet.
Do they go that high?
Yes.
I wish we had 50-man marauder fleet. I mean, down to clown in my paladin. If that was useful, I would go for it, for sure. So,
Eric, you're awfully quiet.
There's so much going on in this house right now. I'm just trying to be cool. And I'm about to sneeze, so.
Oh, okay. So.
Okay, screen shooting this because Moomin just promised to come on the show someday soon. So I'm going to hold him to it.
Oh, I was sneezing there. What'd you just say? Say Moomin agreed to come on the show.
Yes,
Yeah.
he said that he was going to come on the show someday soon. So now I've screenshotted it and I will keep him to it.
That's right. Hold him to it. I love Moomin. He's awesome. It's been a while since I've talked to him, so it'll be awesome.
Oh, the last article was amazing.
Next week.
Oh, yeah.
Promises. Now we're going to hold you to it.
Isn't next week going to be one of Dirk's CSM thingies?
I'm sure we can spend it talking to Moomin about Eve War history and the current war and why it's not really a war and why it's infested with old Bob people.
I will. Oh, speaking of CSM stuff, it's funny seeing PGL running because I don't think Billy knew that PGL was going to run.
Split the snake votes. Split the snake votes.
Good job, guys.
I mean, we talked about that yesterday on INN, and the theory came up that Pickles actually dropped his CSM stuff right before the deadline so that Vili wouldn't find out in time.
Ooh, cracks forming.
Oh, because I distinctly remember, because it was on Trash Talk Tuesday, so I distinctly remember we were all asking Billy if he was going to run, and this was back in February/January, right? And he said, no, I'm not going to run. We're like, okay, great, whatever. And then, then I see that he's got his vote in, so I specifically asked him, I'm like, I thought you weren't going to run. What happened? And he's like, oh, well, we were all talking, and Pickles is too busy this year, so I'm going to run, and then I don't have to do it again next year. Because I can't. And so it was like, oh, okay, cool. And then all of a sudden PGL's in the running. Like,
oh, I have a caveat, by the way.
What's happening there?
If you want to vote for a Pappy candidate, I would actually hope that you vote for Vili instead of anyone else, right? Because even though I completely want Vili to eat stuff when it comes to the war, I do think that he's been a really good CSM member. And he's done the actual job that is supposed to be done on the CSM. So I have no issues with him in that role. I really would suggest anyone that have spare votes should give it to him.
I'm just saying, fellow goons, you'll get a state ticket to vote for. Ignore Caleb. Thank you very much.
Yes. Vote as the state tells you to. Wink.
I'm talking to the puppies and to the pappies, right?
They don't watch the show.
Listen, Spot, you have not paid us enough yet to give you endorsements.
Hey, Spot is a great candidate. Always go for Spot.
I never said that. I never said he wasn't a good candidate. I'm just saying he hasn't paid us enough to endorse him.
There's just, yeah, I mean, Brisk sends us shower pics, man. Okay,
yeah, we at least get something from him.
We've already endorsed him for the next CSM. Just so you know, we're always first.
No, seriously, Spot is actually campaigning with his hamster videos, so you should like him for that fact alone.
Yeah, I have not seen any of these. Where are these hamster videos?
Let me find the hamster video.
Hamster.
If you provide a hamster video, then I will consider that payment.
I mean, none of them actually handed in an ad for Anger Games, so I can't endorse any of these.
It was really funny is you guys apparently ran a promo on Anger Games constantly for a group that disbanded.
Yeah. So the
funny.
thing is, we asked for ads to fill some dead air, and we only had like 3 or 4 handed in. So we took some older ads to pad it a bit.
Padded it.
Is this 14 minutes of Sergey, the hamster mouse thingy
Yes,
munching on
it
food?
is 14 minutes of Sergey munching.
Oh my god. The sad part is I'll probably listen to a lot of it. I'm just seeing if it does anything.
Well, when it comes to actually running the campaign, I do think that Spot and Brisk are actually way ahead of the rest of the field.
Though I saw Brisk got a hot tub. We got a teaser,
the hot tub
so I'm wondering.
I'm looking forward to that. I want to see.
They haven't taken down. They haven't taken that bitch's channel down yet, so clearly Twitch has got to be okay with it.
Okay with what?
Hot tub streaming.
What's wrong with hot tub
category
stream?
now?
As long as you don't
Made their
show
own
the-
category.
Yeah, they just got their own category this week, Dawn.
God, I report that stupid bitch's channel every time I see it because it comes up. I don't want to see it, but it keeps coming up on my like suggestions because it's a huge, like a high volume channel. And so it's always like, hey, do you want to watch this bitch in a white bikini on a banana? I'm like, no, I really don't. So I reported for
Oh, it's
sexual
not like a
content, but
group
they
of
won't take it
people
down.
in the hot tub.
It's
just
not
BS,
forced
just-
on you.
Is it? It's just
It
one
is
chick?
because Twitch keeps suggesting it and I can't get rid of it. Is there a way I can make it not come up?
Just
Yeah,
doing dinosaur
well-
hate, right? That's literally a dino on a banana.
Oh, they took her ads away. Nice.
Also, Spot, I just checked. I never talked to you on Discord, so I don't know who told you that you can't hand an ad in.
There you go.
Spot, when you join the Imperium, I will make sure that McLeod and me do a hot tub stream.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Cool new tub category.
Oh,
Okay. They said I could figure out how to block this suggestion. Now I gotta figure out how to do it. Wow, she's not even in a bikini. She's in lingerie underwear. That's a She's selling she's selling $100 for squats. Name on body. Spin the wheel. Indie Fox, some bitch.
Hey, it's like Chatterbait. It's just without the full nudity. It's fine.
I don't care if you have Chatterbait. Just keep it to fucking Chatterbait. Dear Lord. Now how do I get banned this so I don't see this anymore? It is here, I'll make this real easy for you, Eric. I'm gonna put it in there for you. There you
it's
go.
called
Her face is
hot tub
right
and
now.
beaches. Just
Pools, hot tubs, and beaches.
beaches.
Now, how do I get rid of this?
apparently Eric is muted again.
What the hell is going on? I bet you when I click
No.
into let me check how.
How do I remove? Okay, we're gonna have to do some good.
Might have been muted because of my sneeze. I sneezed there, guys. Didn't want you to be
Okay.
abused
Remove categories on Twitch. No, you can click or tap 3 bar icon.
Oh, she's actually live, and that's not a real. That's like the fakey hot tub. Anybody can get that?
Yeah, but like,
does she have a chair in the hot tub?
Stool in the hot tub.
This is
Well,
oh my god!
It gets better.
This
There's
is-
actually also 2 hot chicks playing chess, and I think Kasparov actually just commented on it.
That's just funny.
Too hot.
If I'm doing a hot tub video,
The
we're
funny
all
fact is
sitting in the
that-
hot tub drinking.
Can I just point out about the chess thing that one of them is actually a chess champion, and it's her and her sister playing chess on screen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, evocatively clad. Let's just put it like that.
Okay. Well, there's one that's at the pool, so I'm gonna. Okay, I found the not interested option, so I'm going to click them all. There are some guys in a hot. What is this one? This one
Dudes
looks
in a
like
hot
hairy
tub.
one.
That's for you.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'll do that. No. Oh, you'll like this one. Here you go. Look at that one.
When's
It's
the
a
meta
guy
show?
playing
The meta
some
show
game and-
is in. Actually, we only have 5 minutes left, so ending in a hot tub is good. In an hour and 5 minutes.
It's this guy playing a game, and he's got pictures of him, Ninja, and some buff guy in a hot tub, and his face is over the chick.
I'm scrolling through these, and all of these look terrible.
They are.
These are not. I mean, yeah, that's not real.
Okay, I'm just going to point out to Dawn that I found two things that you might like. I found monkeys in a hot tub, and I found birdies in a bird bath.
Where's the bird bath one? Send that. Go watch that.
I think the hot tub idea is terrible. We should just bring MacLeod as a cat back.
I like that one.
I might, I'll put a cam out there on our little fountain.
It's hummingbirds.
I'll run that 24/7.
Bathing hummingbirds.
Oh, bathing hummingbirds will be good.
That.
We got hummingbirds out here. Let's go check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Yeah, this is a stream. This is the part of the stream we talk about other streams. So,
I don't think
I found capybaras.
Okay, so by the way, that's like a looped video from YouTube, so I'm pretty sure that's not like a live thing. So therefore, I'm going to report it because it says it's live.
Wow, that's a lot of hummingbirds, man.
Right, and then there's bathing capybaras, and I have a monkey one too.
I don't care about monkeys.
Hey, Japanese monkeys in their hot streams are amazing.
I like to shoot monkeys in.
I like someone's comment
Atlas.
is these birds aren't even wearing bras; they're topless.
I know.
True.
That's true. The bird's not wearing. Yeah. It looks more like a loop to me, though. Hold on.
It is a loop.
Yeah. It's not really live. It's a loop.
That's
if
why
you're in a hot tub
advertising.
as a male, do you also have to wear a top?
Yes. Even
Can it be an
men cannot
A-cup,
go shirtless on Twitch.
So sports bra or an A-cup bra, right?
I'm not even mad about that.
Apparently, according to that one chick, you can get away with wearing lingerie. So, and selling squats
as long
for
as
subs,
the
which I thought
certain
was
things
specifically
are
banned.
As long as certain things are covered up, yes.
Don, it's Twitch. It doesn't have to make sense.
Okay, I'm gonna pull my inner Ragnar today and be a petty bitch. Okay.
This all started. All this, started with that damn fish cam at Google.
Fish cam?
Yeah. Might have been. I don't think Lycos didn't have one. I think Google did, and I don't think Yahoo did, but maybe Yahoo did too. I could be wrong. Somebody needs to fact check that original fish cam.
What? Ooh, let's see. Was it one of ours? What do we think?
We had the original assemble a Cray computer cam, but
Ooh. It might have been one of ours.
What?
I don't know whose this is. So Mama Toma and a Ragnarok died to test in BTAC 7, but their group is in Fast Kick Holding. I don't know who Fast Kick is. Who's Fast Kick? Like an alt corp? Because they've been killing a lot of Army of Mangoes.
I found it. It was 1994, and the fish cam was at Netscape. Anybody remembers Netscape, right?
Wow, that's old school.
Wow,
yeah.
I was 5 years old.
So the camera right now is outside as they're moving the tank to a new location right now. And it wasn't live like all the other like cams are now, right? It just took still images every couple seconds.
That's basically a movie, just slowed down.
Yeah, it's really slow. It's like every 3 or 4 seconds. But yes.
We should probably wrap up before River starts yelling at us.
It is 3 p.m.
Yeah, she's already yelled at us at least 3 times.
Why is she yelling at us?
Because she's having her Eurovision watch
she's
party.
not-
Oh, I didn't know she was doing that at 3.
It's
somebody needs to
Miranda
tell
and
me.
Silvara that are hosts, right?
Somebody needs to tell me that. So, all right, everybody, it's 3 p.m., 3:01 now. So we're not going to do one last thing. We talked about all the Twitch things that you shouldn't be watching that are terrible out there, according to Dawn.
Not terrible. It's great. It's content.
You enjoy it, more power to you, but I think they should just be where they belong, which is Chatterweed.
I didn't think that the hot tub girl was that cute. So there we go. All right, everybody. 1 hour meta show. We'll see you next week. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for all the follows. Thanks for all the whatever you did, today. And thank you everybody for being on the show. And we are out of here.